gotta leave it in.
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Cheers.
What's this shit called that witchers drink?
Potions?
No.
Swallow?
The
Cat?
The shit that makes them all.
Potions?
Yeah, but there's like a word for it. There's like a name to it.
Elixirs?
The actual thing that makes them like the black eyes and shit.
Yeah, they all have different names. There's a bunch of different types.
Well, fuck it. Cheers.
Hey,
Howdy, bitch.
how's it going?
Oh, wait.
There you go, bud.
Howdy, bitch.
Welcome to Coming Up for Air, an introspective podcast, but not today.
Yeah, bro, fuck that shit.
Welcome to the Spook Zone. Welcome to a very special episode, Halloween special. Yay!
Woo, spooky, boo.
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna add cheering in the back.
Brendan, who are you?
Brendan. Yeah.
Okay, we'll run it back. I'm your co-host, I guess.
No. I got what you were saying, but it was a joke.
I'm your co-ghost, Jackson. I'm also a Witcher today.
Are you Geralt?
Geralt.
The Witcher?
No,
Who are you?
just a Witcher. I'm Geralt if
You're an NPC.
Modern.
Nah, bro, you gotta be Geralt.
Well,
you gotta be the MC.
I'm modern Geralt.
All right, we'll claim that shit. Because
Okay.
I'm Jack. I am the main character, bro. I ruined Christmas.
Who are you supposed to be?
I'm supposed to be Sully, but the times in which I'm supposed to have that costume were a little mixed up. So, plan B was to be Jack, the skeleton.
The Pumpkin King.
Him, Sir Himothy, you know.
Jack, the Pumpkin King.
Was it Ooga Booga?
I'm the Oogie Boogie Man.
That's like my favorite part of that fucking movie, bro. Is when he gets to sing and is like about to like kill Jack.
You're
and shit.
crazy. You can't be the right guy.
Oh, that shit is fucking goated. Yeah, but I'm Jack Skellington. I got my gang with me on my chest. I rep that shit. Ice on my neck, bitch. Ice on my neck, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're repping. Ice.
Fuck. Wrist.
But yeah, we're vibing. I hope everyone has had a fantastic Halloween. I hope you guys were very safe this weekend.
This comes out on Halloween.
Yeah, I know. But then when they watch it, it's going to be like this weekend. They're going to go to all the Halloween parties and like all that shit. So I hope you guys were very safe. I hope you guys got very fucked up if you were of age. Because they're watching. Wink, wink. But yeah, I hope you guys had a fantastic time.
Yeah, I hope that if you're listening to this on Halloween, that your Halloween's going great.
Yeah.
I hope it's a good spooky day.
If you go trick-or-treating, I hope you get all the king-size fucking candy bars.
Yeah, dude.
No, go ahead.
Brendan, how do you feel about Halloween?
Halloween to me...
Where's it there on your holiday tier list?
2. Second to.
A?
Yeah, like, if there's a list, right? Christmas for me, low-key, is 1.
S tier?
I fuck with Christmas, bro. Just because, like, Christmas is, like...
We've also got potions that we're drinking.
That Jackson made.
Yeah. It'll probably be... The clip of us attempting to cheers will be at the start.
But, yeah, no, Christmas for me is definitely S tier. And then, like, Halloween is, like, right. It's, like, in between A and S tier. It's almost S tier to me. Because, like, I really do fuck with Halloween, don't get me wrong. I do love this time of year. And I love, like, seeing people, like, dress up and shit like that. It's, like, super cool. I never, like, actually did it myself.
Really?
I just, like, I did dress up, but I never took it, like...
You were lazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And what's it called? I never, like, really took the time to, like, really, really make a costume. I think I will eventually, especially for, like, TwitchCon next year. I might do, like, a cosplay for something. When we go. But
So join me at Comic-Con. should join me at Comic-Con. I think I'm going to get a Daredevil costume.
You're gonna be Daredevil. That would be badass.
The black and red one, of course.
That would be very badass.
Yes, sir.
That'd be super cool. Should I be Luke Cage? I just have to get fucking swole, dude.
And then a yellow shirt.
Yeah. That'd be fucking tight.
You want to be Iron Fist?
That'd be cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd be kind of sick. Iron Fist is that motherfucker. But yeah, Halloween to me is kind of goated. I always had a good time on Halloween. We always knew, like, especially here, like, we always knew what spots to hit, what neighborhoods to hit. You kind of got good at it by, like...
People talk about Halloween is the same way that people talk about, like, bake robbing.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. Because, like, on Halloween, don't get me wrong, it is a time to have fun, but also at the same time, it's like...
I got to hit 50 for them bill.
Yeah, bro.
They always got to hook up.
Bro, you have to fucking get your fucking candies up. It's the only... Because then you would go to school, right? And then when you go to school, you'd be like, all right, bro, what candy you get? You know what I mean? And then you pull out all the king-size bars, and you're like, dang, this motherfucker really got it, bro. Like, this motherfucker knew the houses to hit. You know what I mean? Because then you had those people. Yep. You had those people who were like, oh, I got this candy. And you're like, bro, I didn't even heard that shit. But
I got a rock.
Yeah, hella. But like, you'd have people pull out like the candies that are you're like, bro, what the fuck is that, dog? I don't even know what that shit is.
Do you ever have the people who handed out those like barrel juices?
All the ones that have the little titanium.
Yeah.
Titanium, the fucking aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, but also G's because those are like hydration.
That's straight sugar, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a child. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not like you need anything. It just needs to be liquid.
Sure. Hella. But yeah, I do remember those. Capri Suns were a big one too. Capri Suns were lit.
You got Capri Suns?
Yeah.
I only got the barrels.
That shit was fire, bro. Capri Suns were lit. That was my shit. I could kill a whole box of Capri Suns in like one sitting, dog. Sit there, stab, slurp, you know.
So Halloween's pretty up there for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Halloween. Halloween's lit. Spooky shit. I'm still trying to take spooky pictures. I know Halloween's about to end, but if you don't do that, let me know. I'm taking all applications.
Not all applications.
Not all, you're right. Yeah. I will look into all applications.
I retract that.
I will look and carefully choose all applications. Yeah. What about you? Where does it rank for you?
It's S tier, baby.
Yeah, that's your number one shit.
Yeah, I love fucking.
I mean, you are a theater kid, so it makes sense.
That's what we're gonna talk about later.
I figured.
But I love Halloween. I think that it's such a fun holiday. And for me, like, Christmas is always really big for my family, and we'll talk about that when we get to Christmas time, because we'll do a bonus episode for that too.
Christmas.
But I mean, I wanted to go into voice acting. I want to do a lot of shit, and so like, you know, I play like D&D all the time, and like, it was kind of right up the alley.
Dungeons and Dragons, for those who don't know.
It was kind of like right up my alley of just like, you know, all the make believe stuff. It's super cool. It's just like an obsession of like all the cool stuff you could do, and you could be anyone, and nobody really judges you for doing it.
Especially if you do like a really good job.
Yeah, because if you go out and cosplay, like people kind of get you less so nowadays. I feel like now it's become a lot cooler.
Yeah, because people have come out with some badass shit, and they're like, damn, that's fire.
But like, especially back when I was younger, and then like the time that I went to Comic-Con and I dressed up, like, it was definitely like a stigma. You got the looks and stuff.
You're like, oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah,
shit.
But now it's like one of those things where it's like, especially if you do a good job, even if you do like a mediocre job, people are like, that's pretty cool. You're repping your shit.
Yeah.
And so Halloween's always been really cool for me. I remember one year we all went as like a SWAT team. It was kind of crazy.
You know what we should do?
Very white person thing.
Very white person shit to do.
Justin was one of them. That's why.
Makes sense. We should all be for Comic-Con instead of Daredevil. I think we should do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Imagine all of us painted green.
I think that'd be better content-wise.
Imagine all of us.
There's multiple days of Comic-Con.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. So you just walk in, painted green, big-ass shells on our back.
You can double up. Who would you be?
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Who else do we need to get? Matt could be Raph.
110%. That was the first pair. And then I guess Hefe could be.
I don't know if Jeff would go.
I think Casey could definitely be Donatello.
I don't know if Casey would go.
I think Casey would be a good Donatello though.
True.
Very big brainish. I think Justin could also make a good Donatello. And then you would obviously be
Leonardo.
Yeah, the boy.
Which is funny because I always consider myself Donatello.
I can kind of see both, but I feel like when it comes to like
the group,
yeah, you're kind of like, I don't want to say the leader, but like everyone values your opinion, everyone values your advice, everyone always kind of goes to you for shit. So
I'm the
like
one who plans everything.
So like by law, you're already leader. You know what I mean?
Here we are.
We literally call you God in fucking D&D. So.
Anyway, we're spiraling.
All good things.
Let's get into this Halloween special.
Spooky vibes.
Spooky. Brendan, what are you doing this year for Halloween? What are the vibes? Are you dressing up as anything other than like my dress up is different for this episode than it is what? For
I honestly didn't have any plans.
You're coming over to kid with me then, I think. Yeah.
Maybe. I also work at 4 a.m. the next day, so. Okay. No. No, because it's not coffee shop 4 a.m. vibes. It's plumbing and construction 4 a.m. vibes. Hold my cock, yeah. But yeah, I might kick it for a little bit. I don't know yet. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm probably just gonna work, come home, go to the gym,
watch a spooky movie or something.
Probably watch a spooky movie or something. Probably watch like Nightmare Before Christmas or some shit like that. But you know, big vibes. Yeah.
No
what about you?
I'm gonna probably do what I do every year, which is kind of get some people together, play board games, dress up. Maybe we'll watch a spooky movie or something, or maybe we'll go out and do something.
What are you dressing up as?
Danny Phantom.
Stop it.
Yeah, I have the outfit.
Oh, dude. We're going to post you all over social media. I hope you know that.
That's fine. Maybe I'll stream.
I need you full, like, e-boy vibes on that. Like, full. You might have to paint your nails black type shit. I think that would be...
I'm going to be wearing gloves.
Oh, you have, like, a full... I'm so excited for it, dog. That's so lit. That's so teed. Especially because of what I said. I got your boy.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that shit would be nuts, dog. Oh, beautiful. I'd love to see it. You are big Danny Phantom vibes.
That's like the nicest thing that people say to me nowadays.
What, that you look like Danny Phantom? Yeah, that shit's lit. Danny Phantom's goated.
Yeah. Definitely the nicest thing people say to me.
Every bad bitch had a crush on Danny Phantom.
True.
Yeah. 110%. Every bad bitch wanted to be that goth girl that was on Danny Phantom. Sam. Every bad bitch wanted to be Sam.
Sam and Paulina.
I'm surprised that you even remember that.
I'm so absorbed in everything. My life is nothing but knowledge.
You know what else you could absorb? More wisdom, you fucking creep.
Speaking of being creepy, we're going to share some Halloween stories from yesteryear. And we're also, at some point, we're going to share a spooky story or two with each other.
Hello.
Brendan, you want to take us off?
You want me to start?
Yeah. Go ahead and share a story from yesteryear. And we'll share a story from each other, and then we'll go into a spooky...
spooky story from each other. All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell my Fear Farm story. So the one and only time that I've been to Fear Farm.
Fear Farm is a local, like haunted house type thing, but it's on a farm.
They have like 3 different houses that you can go in. It's like clowns.
It's kind of just like it's almost like an amusement park experience, honestly. But it's the whole intention is basically to get creepy and scary. They have like a corn maze and shit.
They have like clowns on stilts and shit like that. And they have like chainsaws, but without the blades and all that. So, going to Fear Farm. I don't really fuck with horror shit. I'm not a big like spooky kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm off rip. I'm like maybe
you're on 10.
I'm maybe 13, 14. Fat little chubby kid, braces. Not it. Like, I'm not, like,
happy
at all, right? But I'm here with the with the gang. You know what I mean? We walk in, a bunch of people from middle school, all got dropped off by whoever drove us. I don't even remember, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah. We walk in, they all want to do the clown maze. I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. I'm not doing this. They're like, no, bro, we're going to do the clown maze first because it's like the spookiest, so we're just going to get out of the way. So I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. We're not doing this. Long story short, we end up walking in. When you walk in, there's like, they have like actual barns. Yeah, they're barns, yeah. I guess you would call it, yeah. They're like barns. And they obviously set up shit. They like come out and jump out at you and shit like that. Well, yeah, they like, crappy and shit. So we're walking in, and we walk in one side of the barn. And then as we walk in deeper, off rip, bro, on the other side where like you're supposed to keep walking through, there's dude already standing there, but he's facing the other way. So as soon as he like hears us walking in, motherfucker just slowly turns around, looks at us, rips the bitch, right? All of us freak the fuck out, start running around doing our thing. And me and a homie, like, you know how they had the haystack set up? Yeah, so we would try to hide behind those. Like, there was like big
hay bales.
Yeah, like the big hay bales. They would like stack them up pretty high. Yeah, I thought we were good. Motherfucker on stilts comes around the corner. You know how scary it is to have somebody who's like 15 feet tall look over you and then just stare at you, waiting for you to realize like that they're there?
No.
That shit is terrifying. Because me and bro are literally sitting behind hay bales, chilling, waiting for shit to just calm down. We hear the stilts. We're like, nah, he's not coming over here, blah, 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 this and that. Hear the stilts get closer, yada, yada, this and that. They get closer, closer, closer.
And stilts is like one of the worst noises, too. It's like...
Yeah, like, and it's like metal, like grinding against each other, bro. So like we hear it kind of getting closer, closer. We're like, that sounds pretty fucking close, man. And then all of a sudden it stops. And this motherfucker's literally like peeking over the hay bale, just staring at his dog. And I definitely almost shit myself after we got out. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this shit anymore.
I want to go home. I'm scared.
I didn't go through any of them. The rest of them, I literally told a homie, I was like, yo, I'm gonna chill right here for y'all, and I'm gonna wait, because I'm not doing this.
See, that's the mistake, is that if you go through the scariest one first, the friend who is the most afraid won't do the others.
Yeah, I was that friend. Fuck that. I was like, I'm cool. I'm good.
Or if you're really evil, you could lie to them and go through the easiest one first and say that's the scariest.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's some shit you would do for sure.
No.
110%.
No, because I don't really fuck with that shit either.
That shit is spooky, bro.
I don't fuck with haunted house that much either.
I can't do it, bro.
Not a vibe.
Not a fucking vibe, bro.
It's not something that I really am like,
ooh, I gotta do this.
Yeah, I'm an adrenaline junkie, but like, I kind of draw a line where I'm like, I don't really want to go out of my way to feel
fear,
fight or flight responses in an environment that my brain is also telling me, hey, don't hit anyone. It's safe.
Like, hey, they're supposed to be doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, like no one...
Especially being on like the tech end of that for years now, it's like, this is the last thing I want to do. Because I can appreciate it, but Jesus Christ, do I not want to go through it.
Facts, bro. Because there's honestly some spots where you walk in and it's like off rip. You just get like this.
Actors are on 10, sets on 10, effects on 10.
And you just walk in, you get this like chill down your spine and you're like, dog, I don't want to be here, bro.
Not the move.
Because out here they also have 13 floors. I know they have some haunted houses over in the east side as well.
Yeah. I can tell my haunted house story too.
Yeah, go crazy.
Yeah, so back in the olden days when I was in high school,
which is like 1980.
Yeah, actually it's the 1500s. I was a theater kid, so I was in lights and sound. So I did all the audiovisual work for the theater, and so I was a crew head, so I would come in and do every project that they needed lights and sound on. I was the one there. Because, like, the way that theater system works is it'll be, like, your main core, which is, like, the crew head and the assistant. But mainly the crew head for us would just come in for all that stuff. And then I'd call in the amount of people that I needed. So, like, I had my assistant, and then I had, like, 2 other friends that I would call upon. and they would kind of help me out with the show, like haunted house or one act plays and stuff like that. But everybody else, we don't do like crew signups for it really. We just do those for plays, so we don't get like new people.
Yeah.
So what we would do is basically we set up the haunted house, and then the night of the haunted house, everything's all set. We're only there if something goes horribly wrong and we have to fix it. Or like in between runs, they'll call us and be like, hey, this is a problem we're having, and like we'll run down there and fix it. So we're in the booth as far from the haunted house as possible, basically, just sitting in the booth vibing for about 4 hours.
That's lit.
Yeah, we just like watch, like we'd watch movies, play games, just vibe with each other, like whatever, right? It's honestly a really good time.
It sounds like it. Wait, so you guys are the ones setting up the haunted house?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would help with like the set layout and like with the room we could afford like to go through, like have it look like pathing wise.
Oh, I think I remember every person like had their own room, yeah?
Yeah,
like,
so there was basically room leaders.
Yeah.
So certain actors would be delegated a room, and then they'd have actors under them that they'd call that like they wanted
for that specific
Yeah.
like genre of like
and so like it kind of made it hard because I think during my senior year they started to switch to like we have an actual theme now, but
also everyone had to run under
it. Well, it was more like we had a theme and like everybody had to use that theme,
Yeah.
and the rooms were different still.
Yeah.
But there was also like before that it was every room was different. So it would be a classroom, our set room, the front of stage, back of stage, and then the hallway. And that was all of the rooms.
Got it.
And
everything was different, obviously.
yeah, and so like you'd have a lot of weird different themes. Basically, so it'd be like most of the time there'd be a hospital, and then there'd be like a bedroom, and then there'd be like the woods. You know, like
the woods.
Yeah, like you could kind of pick out more or less
what was going to be there.
Yeah, after the second year, I was like, okay, I know what people are doing now. And then I remember going back after I graduated to help out a little bit, and I was like, damn, they're still, yep, these people don't change. these team leads still picking the same shit, different people. But
tough.
I remember one year, something had happened. There was a lighting issue, and so I go down. And this is the way that it works, right? Haunted houses go on runs. So basically you have a party enter your haunted house. They start making their way through, and then they hit a mark. So say, for example, it'll be like second or third room. And then that's the cue for the next team to enter. So you're getting a constant flow of people. Kind of like how a roller coaster usually has 4 carts going. Yeah. So here's the problem. You have like a minute to 5 minutes between each run. It really depends. But if you're trying to get as many people through, you know,
got to crank them out.
Yeah. And so we were cranking them out. And so I basically, what would happen is I would run into a room, step on, and then like hide somewhere, and then wait for the people to pass by. And as soon as they pass by, run to my next spot to hide. And so sometimes I'm like running from in front of the group, and then I'm behind them, and then running in front of them again.
Playing hide and seek and shit?
Yeah, basically. And that's until I get to the place, fix my thing, and then I'm like, okay, room's good to open again. And then I run out. Because like what we'll do is we'll have it go through, and until I reach the spot, then we'll shut it down for a second. Mm-hmm. If I have to like, if it's something that I have to switch lights on and stuff like that. And so then we'd be like, okay, don't let anybody else through. And then like the group exits that room. I quickly adjust it if I need to fix lights. I'm like, okay, we're open. And then like 5 minutes has passed by, or 10 minutes has passed by since we were in the last group and stuff. So it's not that long of a time. But I remember one time an actor was kind of giving me a cue of like, okay, come on. Like I was like, I need you to tell me when I'm good to go because I can't see the group from here. And so the actor gives me the cue of like, okay, come on. The group was in the middle of their room, just at like the void spot where nothing was really happening. It was just kind of creepy stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I'm in a black t-shirt, black jeans, a pair of Vans, and then a backwards hat. I do not look like I belong in their set at all. I just look like a high school kid.
Yeah.
And so I like go to sprint across, and I'm not. And so I like my head turns and I go wide-eyed because I see them as soon as I'm sprinting across. All of them scream because all they see is basically my hands and my face, because everything else is pitch black.
Yeah.
So they just see the hands in my face and my face sprint through, just like sprint past,
and they're all
screaming because they just see this fucking entity run past them.
This pasty ass motherfucker running across.
Yeah, but again, they can only see my. And so I look at the actor because I get to the other side, and they're about to jump out. And I go, "You're a fucking asshole!" And then they like jump out, scream, they do their whole thing, right? And then like I just hide. I wrap myself basically in the curtain and wait for the group to walk by, and I hear a girl go, "Oh fuck no, he's in there!" and I peek my head out, and I just like make eye contact with her.
That's how. Honestly, I feel like that's like, those are like those fire ass moments that like you can like really appreciate. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know. I feel like
good times.
I'm always like.
Some behind the scenes.
Yeah, whenever I hear you tell stories about that, like I was in Stuco for a little bit, but I was really only in.
Wow, you were a Stuco kid?
Yeah, so, hey, but you got to realize I was in Stuco because my girlfriend at the time was in Stuco. It was like I really, and sophomore year I went homecoming.
King?
Nah, it was the one right before that.
Jester.
No, I think it was Duke and Duchess.
Yeah. Duke and Duchess.
Yeah. Goated time. Shout out to the peoples. But no, what's cool. I was definitely in Stuco, and it was like, it was always cool to like what our theater program had a lot of very, like, it wasn't a big group, but it was a lot of kids who were very passionate about it.
Honestly, that means so much more than it being a bigger group.
Yeah, like
passion, like
every kid and their teacher was like, they would die for that teacher. Like even now, I'm sure they still like. I know people who I went to high school with. They were like, yeah, like I still go to lunch with her type shit.
Yeah, like I still see my them every now and then, but like it was the passion. Like passion in theater is literally what makes or breaks shows.
Yeah, honestly, our plays, no matter how big or small they were, like they were always like pretty solid. Like we would walk out and be like, damn, that was actually a pretty good fucking play.
Yeah, because like the amount of difference that like a passionate person to a non-passionate person in those environments, you can tell night and day, and it completely like kills it the run on something, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's lit though.
I'm
glad. I was gonna say I'm glad you could have like those fucking memories and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like that shit's super dope.
It's stuff that I want to talk about more on the podcast, but it's kind of like a when do I bring that stuff up moment.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyway, Brendan, you want to share your scary story?
Hella, bro. Should I just read it?
You can do whatever you want.
I feel like that's gonna be a lot.
It is a lot. It's a big story.
It is a very, very large story. I'll try and dumb it down. I'll try and long story short it. So basically, right?
TLDR.
Yeah. So basically, this dude, right? This fucking dude from Cali, right? But he lives out in Oregon. Just got dumped, right? Started banging his head like into work. Started really just like investing himself into his work, yada yada. Built up a bunch of overtime hours and a bunch of like sick hours, paid hours. So he was like, all right, bet I'm gonna take a trip. Got all his shit, took a trip. Drove to California from Oregon. And yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna read it. It's a lot, but so he's going to hike around Humboldt Mountain, and I guess it's like the only rainforest in North America. So obviously, like off rip, if I heard that, that's some spooky shit to me. I'm just saying. But apparently there's a place in there called Never Never Land, and I'm sure like you've heard about it. You said so. I'm sure most people have heard about it. Must have been like a thing, but so this dude, what? I thought you were laughing at me. It's like, we can fight, bro. So this dude builds up his hours, goes out there, ends up going into the city of like Humboldt County. I think it's called Arcata. Arcata, Arcata. You know what I mean? But apparently, right, that is the Emerald Triangle. It's like the export for the marijuana industry. So he had went in to a dive bar, got a couple beers and shit like that. He ended up talking to some locals, and so he ends up talking to this old guy. Old guy pulls out a bong, Takes a rip. Oh, what are you doing here? Yada yada. He's like, tries to hand him the bong. He's like, no, I'm cool. He's like, all right. So then, like, what are you doing here if you don't smoke? Because like mostly people just come here for the weed. And he's like, I'm here to go hiking. He was like, why here? You know what I mean? Like, what for? And he was like, I'm going to Never Never Land. And then like instantly, like the old man's whole like demeanor changed. And he looked at him and he was like, why would you want to go there? Or like, he doesn't like anybody up there, is what it said. And so the dude kind of questioned it or like kind of like looked at him. And then I guess he had looked away. And then by the time he had looked back, the old man had like gotten up and left because like he just didn't want to talk about it. But apparently, like you could tell, like in the story, it says like obviously you could tell it's very like secret. People don't like to talk about it. It just kind of like makes people uneasy. Speaking about Never Never Land. So you know, this old kind of beat down town is like very eerie and stuff like that. Grabs all his equipment to go camping, and starts making his way in. And on his way in, like at first, when you first kind of get in, it says that it seems kind of like a normal trail. You have like a ravine, you know, you can kind of find like landmarkers to, you know, make your way back and stuff like that. But at a certain point, you walk in, and there's like they look like hieroglyphics, and one of them is 3 slashings with a circle around it, and then the other one is 2 arrows pointing backwards. So off rip, that kind of tells you, like, I probably shouldn't be here. And in the story, it says, you know, he talks to himself and he goes, I shoved my own conscience so far down to ignore the fact that I should have probably just kept going home and, like, pieced out. He was like, but I drove 2 states. He was like, I came here for a reason. Like, I'm set in my ways. Keeps trucking along. And he gets in there. And he sees like these huge oak trees that he was like, oh, they've probably been here longer than civilization type shit. Like one of those like Avatar looking trees. And like the bark under it is all broken into. And I think he said that there was there's like, it almost looks like a den in one of in the trees and shit like that. And he was like, yeah, you can kind of tell that man has made their mark like out here, like even all the way out here. And it just kind of felt eerie. He was like, but the biggest thing that stood out to me is like, there was no noise during the middle of the day. There was no birds, no like wind coming through, pure silence. He was already hiking for so long that you could literally hear, he said you could hear his own like breathing from his chest actually. It was so silent out there. Off rip, dog, you should have bounced. I'm out. Fuck that. All right? Fuck that. Go home. Right? After that, bro decides to set up some camp. I don't tell spooky stories like in a very spooky way. I hope you know that.
No, you don't.
That's not really my thing.
Keep going though. It's fun.
I'm not good at spooky stories.
No, it's fun. Keep going.
All right, so this motherfucker goes in, starts setting up camp. Yada yada, boo boo bang, doing his thing. You know what I mean? He has a bright ass yellow tent. It's gonna stand out in the middle of fucking everywhere. You know what I mean? But I guess I don't know how the fuck. Oh, I gotta reread it now. I can reread from this point.
So far, this sounds like 99-cent Blair Witch.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is literally just how Blair Witch Project starts.
Oh, okay. I got it. Right? So I'll start with... So every nerve in my body screamed to leave, yet looking up at the sky, I found that the sun had one finger left on the horizon. If these woods were dangerous before, then at nightfall it would be all worse. With a heavy heart and trembling hands, I opened my bag and began setting camp. So at midnight, there were rustling among the leaves. The silence broke. What? The wind wailed in the night air with the hoot and howl of all manner of wildlife, calling for blood and judgment. It was then in the tree line a silhouette took shape in dark, a form of a man, yet twisted with branch and leaves, splintered and creaked with every footstep. It glided among the trees surrounding the camp in swooping circles. It was a cat toying with its prey. A pair of glittering orange eyes glared down at a yellow tent. The creature hung above this affront, eyes blaring at all the brighter. Its very presence screamed without a word, "How dare you enter these hallowed grounds? How dare you defile it with your presence?" Finally, it made its move. It dove into the tent with its claws, slashing again and again. The animal life roared in approval as the man of green slashed and slaughtered all inside of the tent. It was with every ounce of luck and answered prayer that I had lived to witness this. Curled in a ball, cowering beneath the roots after laying my decoy, I dug beneath the tree, careful to not disturb the roots, and hid beneath the ancient giant. A rat inside its little burrow. Through the small hole I left for air, I watched the attempt on my life. Thankful it was only my belongings it destroyed. The green man thrashed and tore, breaking every piece of plastic, scattering any metal, leaving only fiber cords which trees claimed as their own. Devoured by the undergrowth and vines like grasping hands, wrought into a molten sacrifice. I thought I had escaped it, trembling with tears down my eyes. My hope against hope was that I outsmarted nature's incarnation. And yet as dawn broke, I crawled forth from my hole. I learned I could not have been farther from the truth. Looking there upon the tree in which I had hid were the words written in moss, "Get out." The Green Man.
Man, when you started actually reading it, got a little creepy.
A little bit.
A little creepy. That's kind of a good one.
Yeah, it is a pretty fire. Well, because a lot of it beforehand is like him talking about like...
Just preamble.
Yeah, it's like him talking, I fucking hated my cubicle life. My girlfriend broke my heart. Yada, yada. Like the build up to it. I'm like, yeah, we get it.
A country song.
Yeah, like we get it, bro. Give me the good shit.
Give me the good.
But yeah, that's a solid ass little spooky story. Long story short, don't go to the woods.
All right.
Have you ever been camping?
Yeah.
You have some spooky camping stories? Has anything ever spooky happened to you?
No, I actually don't really like camping. Neither do I. It's just not a vibe for me. It's uncomfortable. I don't really feel like I do anything. The same things that I do, I just do when I'm hanging out with my homies anyway.
The last time I went camping, I got astronomically drunk to the point where, and we were all so drunk that we undercooked bratwurst. And the amount of vomit that was coming from my body, dog, was insane.
Gross.
It was hilarious. But yeah, camping's really not for me. I'm
going to tell another Halloween memory from me.
Go crazy.
And then we'll have you do one, and then I'll swap to a story. So when I was younger, all my friends, we would all meet up to do Halloween together. We would all go trick-or-treating together. We'd meet up at one person's house, pretty much. We'd all go kick it. So what we would do is we'd all dress up, go trick-or-treat, and do all that shit, right? And then we make our way back. And this is where the real fun begins. Because we spent the whole night like hanging out and vibing, goofing off and stuff, right? But we would go down to the basement and dump all of our candy out into like our own little piles. And then we'd play poker. We use the candy as like our chips. So we'd bet against with like the candy and stuff.
I'll raise you one Kit Kat, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, literally, like we would just play like with the candy as our poker chips and stuff like that. And we didn't like set values to them because we were kids, so it didn't matter anyway. We were just more like throwing in candy pieces. And obviously you throw away the ones that you don't want first.
Yeah. But
that's the whole point, is like that if you keep wanting to play, you're getting rid of more and more of the stuff that you want. But it was always really fun because we would always have like 2 king sizes. So usually we would do like whoever wins gets to take a king size, basically. So it was always like a really cool time. But it was stuff like that like is part of why Halloween's so important to me. Also is because I have so many really fond memories of like just us sitting and playing poker and like not watching scary movies because not the vibe, but like we would just like sit, play poker, and then like play video games or whatever, just hang out. But it was a good time.
That's kind of lit.
Yeah.
So like innocent.
Yeah.
I was a little shit. I was a little fucking. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was around Halloween. I don't know if it was on Halloween, but it was like the weekend of type shit. We were in high school. And in high school, obviously, like high school kids, when they have any reason to try and throw a party or try and get fucked up, they're gonna take it. Right? So we're all driving around. I think we're like 16, 17 at this time. It's like me, the boy Josh, and I think it was Connor or something like that. I think Connor was driving. And what we had done before is we would go around and get McDonald's water cups, right? But like 5 trays of like McDonald's water cups, and we would go around. We would go around my city. You could just beep that out real quick. We would go around, right? And what we would do is we would wait for people to pass us in neighborhoods. So we would just drive through neighborhoods and we'd wait for people to pass us. And we would we would climb out the window and chuck these water cups at people's cars.
Oh my God. You're a fucking heathen.
Bro, when you are driving and you have 3 water cups, it probably sounds like your car is getting shot at. Oh my God, bro. And I'll never forget because one time we had this it was this big ass white pickup truck. And it was like the last 3 water cups that we had before we had to go to a party. We went and got Dutch and then grabbed these fucking water cups because we had to kill time. And me and Josh sticks out the window with both fucking water cups like this. Connor's focused on driving. I stuck at the back. Do. I've never seen a white pickup truck pull a U in a neighborhood so fast.
Oh,
that motherfucker. Skirt.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody like flips a bitch on you and you're like, it's over. We're dead.
Connor was like, fuck my life, bro. Right, so it starts hauling ass through the neighborhoods, yada yada, this and that. Obviously, it takes the truck a while to kind of like get up. It's a bigger truck, you know what I mean? So we end up like kind of getting around a corner on like a neighborhood to where like he can't see us, but obviously he's still behind us. And Connor breaks into one of the neighborhoods, shuts his lights off, and we all duck our heads. We see this motherfucker. Ooh, keep going down. We're like, no, literally. We're like, oh, no fucking way, bro. We're like, bro, there's no way we fucking dodge it. So we sit in for a little bit because Connor doesn't want to move yet because he thinks he's probably going to pop a U because he was heading that way, the other way. So he's probably going to pop a U to go back home.
Yeah.
So we're like chilling there, yada, yada. Sure as shit, bro. We see the white truck coming slow, crawling through the neighborhoods, trying to look through all the different side streets. Ends up not seeing us. Fucking, we end up bailing out, go to the party, call it a fucking night, dog.
Oh my God.
You could literally ask Josh. Like, it was probably one of the most like adrenaline pushing moments, but almost like, yo, we probably almost got killed.
Kind of similar to that, but we were on foot, and
oh, that's crazy.
We were ding dong ditching and TPing.
Oh, that's wild.
It was with Justin.
We used to call it boxing. We used to box people.
Yeah.
We would open their electrical boxes, shut everything down.
You're a fucking asshole.
We would have a homie pull up on like so like if you had like cul-de-sacs.
Hey, don't do that, by the way.
Yeah, don't go.
That's really not cool.
Well, some old man came out with a shotgun one time and was like ready to like bump our shit. Yeah, and then he wrapped his shit in duct tape and like barbed wire almost. We go back to our homie's house, grabbed a wire cutter, cut all his shit down, and box his shit. Bro, when I tell you that we were demons,
you played with God though.
We were demons, bro. Yeah, they would have like a like on a cul-de-sac. We'd always try to find cul-de-sac houses because usually there was like a street, like the field, and then like a street leading out to like exiting the neighborhood or like going somewhere else in the neighborhood. So what we do is we'd box the houses on the cul-de-sac, run across the field, hop in the back of someone's truck, and then dip out. Yeah, bro, we had like, it was like down to a T. It was, this shit was stupid, bro. My little fat ass, I was always like, I only did a couple though, because like me, I'd usually be like halfway in, halfway out, because I'm the last one to get in.
Yeah.
So I have to be like kind of ahead of everybody, so that way, because all I hear is, and these motherfuckers are fun. I'm usually going around with like our wide receivers and our running backs and shit like that, so all these motherfuckers are like, track athlete. Yeah, they're moving, bro. As soon as that motherfucker hits, dude, are you here in the house? What the fuck are usually you hear? Especially that old man. That old man came out hollering at us, bro. Like hollering.
Said, hey, you dumb kid.
Bro, that motherfucker was livid, dog. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, we were demons.
Don't
want to live around us for sure.
I'll do a scary story now.
Spooky story.
Yeah, spooky story time.
It's getting hot in this onesie.
It's actually not very hot for me. These are really breathable.
I'm heating up.
I'm heating up.
I'm on a bus. You can't put on Andre being one of us. I got everybody like piping up.
Yeah, you done?
She said she loved me to death, so I told her to stop breathing.
What a bar, dog.
Also, Lil Baby's new album, Dog Shit. So upset.
So there's this guy, right? He's getting off of work. He is walking to his house, and he doesn't have a car. He just always walks home. This time, he decides to take a different route. He's going to cut through some of the neighborhoods.
Yeah, that ginger don't play.
No, yeah. Downing that is rough. So he decides to walk through the neighborhoods. It's getting pretty late. He had to stay overtime, so it's about 8 at night now. Sun's down.
Sun's getting low, big guy.
Sun's getting low, big guy. So he's walking home, and he's cutting through these neighborhoods, trying to get home as quick as possible so he can just relax, eat, enjoy the weekend, right? And he's walking down this road, and he sees straight ahead of him a guy, and he's like ballroom dancing by himself, just on the sidewalk. But he's like moving forward, so he's moving towards him. So they're going to connect. And so he's like, oh, that's kind of fucking weird. And so he crosses the road. He's like, I'll just give him space, let him do his weird thing. And he's like, maybe he's druggy or something. Yeah. So he crosses the road, hops to the other side of the sidewalk as they get closer. The guy keeps going. Like, that's fucking weird. And then he looks back, and the guy stops. And then he's like, okay, keeps walking, kind of picking up the pace a little bit. And then he turns around. The guy's now on his side of the road, of the sidewalk. Still ballroom dancing. But now he's slowly ballroom dancing towards him. So the guy, like, kind of, starts doing a little bit of a
shimmy.
A little shimmy, rounds a corner. And everything seems fine. Walks a little bit. Doesn't see the guy anymore. So he keeps walking. He's like, what the fuck? That's fucking creepy. And then he keeps walking, and then ahead of him again, he sees this guy. But now he's going the same way that he is. So he's ballroom dancing, just the opposite direction, just spinning. And so he's only about, 25 feet away from him at this point. Because he's at a far slower pace. And so he shouts out, he's like, hey, dude, are you following me? Like, what's going on? Like, what are you all freaked out? And the guy stops dancing, back towards him, slowly turns in the same upright position. And all he sees is this big, wide grin across his face, with the corners of the mouth stretching from cheek to cheek. The guy's like, nah, you know what? Never mind.
I'm good.
So he crosses the road, and he's like, I'm just going to cut through an alleyway. So he starts making his way through this alleyway between these houses.
First mistake.
Between these houses, right? Gets through the alleyway fine, rounds the corner, and then he can see at the end of the road is his house. It's like, awesome. And then he hears slight footsteps behind him. He's back on the main road. He turns around, he sees the same guy, ballroom dancing, slowly following him. And he's like, hey, stop following me, I'll call the police. Like, fuck off. Trying to not get super aggressive, but like, set his place. And so the guy stops, puts his arms down, begins to walk away. Totally normal. Casual walk. He's like, all right, fucking weirdo. So he keeps walking. He's about to reach his door, and then he hears as he turns around, and he just sees the sprinting man with a big smile on his face approaching. And that's the story.
Sounds like the movie Smile.
Yeah, nowadays it does. This is a super old creepypasta from when I was in middle school. Yeah.
That do be kind of spooky.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation?
Fucking run. I don't think that I'm in a position where a guy with an eerily big smile that almost breaks laws of physics, I don't think I fight that.
What do you mean breaks laws of physics?
Corner of mouth? Up here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't fuck with that. That's a demon or some shit.
So
I don't believe in that necessarily, but on the off chance it's real, I don't fuck with that.
I wouldn't say demons, but like evil spirits.
Demons. Anyway.
Them evil motherfucking spirits, they definitely be out there spooking around.
So, Brennan, what's your last Halloween story for the peoples?
My last memory?
Yeah.
You want the stealing public signs, or you want the I guess we can go like middle school complex shit. Yeah, we can go middle school. This is like one of the upper, like, kind of lighter stories. It's not like a spooky story, but
That's fun.
It definitely, like, it's one of those nostalgic moments because, like, living in an apartment complex, my mom worked a lot because at the time my parents were divorced, and so my mom worked a lot. She didn't really have like a lot of time to just kind of do whatever, which obviously is a whole other thing. But I made a lot of cool friends because a lot of the same kids that were in the apartment complex, we all went to the same school. Obviously, the same bus came to pick up everybody from that apartment complex. So when it came to Halloween, all of us would go trick-or-treating in the apartment complexes, then around like neighborhoods that were like near. And I just thought it was always cool because like we'd have like you would have like that one mom or like the one like one couple parents that like would take all the kids in the apartment complex and then go and like break them out to like each like neighborhood, yada yada. Like that way each kid still got the experience of like what Halloween should be. Just because like a lot of the kids that I did go to school with, like it was really rough. Shit, just, you know, parents had to make shit, you know, ends meet and stuff like that. It's not like all of us were just living out there, you know, living the best life and stuff like that. Usually people in apartment complexes are either trying to save money or because they can't afford a house.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, people had their struggles and shit like that, but it was just really cool to kind of see how everyone kind of came together for it. Because like obviously, like you saw kids kind of like take it serious and like, you know, be their favorite character, or, you know, at that time you had like, I don't know, fucking Transformers and
yeah, it wasn't like Marvel stuff.
Yeah, it was more like just like action movies and different things like that were really coming out at that time. So it was just really cool. Like it always like anytime Halloween, I always think about like those times that I spent with all the homies in like the apartment complex and stuff like that. Because those were the kids that like day in and day out I would go to like they had like a basketball court and we would all just go kick it at the basketball court. And then it was it's like close by your house.
Yeah.
There's like a McDonald's next to it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's that apartment complex over there I used to live. And they have like a basketball court with like a steel cage and shit like that we always used to just kick it in, and then we would go to the McDonald's and grab like hot and spices and shit like that. We make like grab a couple bucks. And
I used to live there too.
I swear.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah, I used to live there with my mom.
I lived there my 6th and 7th grade year, and then I left about beginning of 8th grade.
I was way younger. I have like flashes of memories, if that.
Yeah.
So, different times.
Yeah, my middle school was definitely. I remember getting kicked off the bus for like 2 weeks because I brought a knife to school and I cut something in the back of the seat, and some kid fucking snitched on me. He was like, "Yeah, he's got a knife," and then and then my mom was like, "What the fuck?" Because my dad gave me that. It was a Batman knife and it was double bladed. So I was like,
goated.
I was like, "Yo, this shit is hard as fuck," because you could hold the middle of it and both blades would pop out. It'd be like a little sing sing sing, you know. And then I decided to cut something into the back of the seat. And my dad was like, "Give me that shit." I was like, "Fuck."
You fucked up.
It was bad, bro. My dad, at the time, he was still riding. He was in a motorcycle club. So, like, I'm in the office. All I hear outside is blah, 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 blah. I didn't know they called my dad. So, as soon as I'm thinking my mom's coming in, I'm like, "Oh, fuck. Yeah.
It'll be fine."
Yeah, I'm chilling. What the fuck? I hear outside.
You're the backfire.
I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it."
Shit. This knife, the seat's not the only thing getting stabbed today.
For real, bro. And I see my dad pissed as fuck that he had to come from work. Fucking, he's all like, he had the bigger beard, fucking vest on. He looks like he's ready to go shoot somebody, and he's coming to fucking see his kid. And I was like, damn, I fucked up.
And you're sitting there like, "Sup, Dad?"
Yeah, literally. He was like, "Bro, what do you mean a dumbass for?" He was like, "I told you not to bring that shit to school, bro." And my mom's like, "You gave him a fucking knife." It was this whole thing, bro. I remember I was like, I fucked up. Yeah, it was a big thing. Especially because I was like that like sweet kid. So like the bus driver was like, "Why do you have a knife? You're such a nice kid." I was like, "Bro, I just wanted to cut shit. I'm sorry." It's better than cutting somebody else.
Yeah. Cut something, not someone.
Exactly.
Oh.
I was a goon, bro.
Okay, I'm going to give you an option for my last story. Do you want to hear about Farmer Johnson, or do you want to hear about the story that's kind of similar to yours?
Kind of similar to mine. If you're on some goon shit, I kind of want to know.
Yeah. So,
because then I can judge you.
Back in the day, me and Justin used to hang out a lot, and I would go over to his house. He lives further west. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
yeah,
Buttfuck Egypt type shit.
No, not that far.
Oh,
The nice part of living west.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, nice, man.
All right,
All right, man.
All right, man.
So, he lives in California. No, so, here's the thing, right? The houses there are pretty nice. So, in the back, you have your backyard, and then there's, in the section that he lived, there was basically your wall and then another gate that led into a wash area. For those who don't know what a wash is, it's basically just like a divot that has a bunch of rocks and plants in it. And then it comes up. It looks literally like an inverted bell graph.
Yeah, it's usually like an access point to like a
Yeah. It's where it's basically a canal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it had a sidewalk for you to walk on and stuff. So it had a bunch of plants and shit. And so like this is important for later on. So there's two things we used to do all the time. And it's October at this point. And it being in October is a point because that means people's Halloween decorations are up, which means that this makes it harder to get stuff off your house. We used to play hide and seek in the dark. And then every now and then we'd go be a heathen, right? Halloween in the dark, or hide and seek in the dark is fucking terrifying. I don't know if you've ever played, but that shit can be the most miserable fucking shit. And we'd play with his older sisters.
Especially if you're
and
too
their
good
friends.
at hiding.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're scaring yourself.
Yeah. You're like waiting and you hear footsteps. You're like waiting for something to happen. Or what if something actually happened?
What if these footsteps aren't the homie?
Yeah, like all the types of bad shit. And sometimes there's the people who fucking scare you just because it's fucking awful. Anyway. So this time we're being heathens, right? It's me, his two older sisters, his younger brother, and I think one of the sister's boyfriends. And Justin. So me and Justin doing our merry thing. We're like 15, 14 at this point. It'd be like 14, 13. We're going out, right? We're cool kids. We're hanging out with the older kids currently. We're cool. Mm-hmm. And so we go over and we're hitting these people's houses. We're TPing them and we're ding-dong ditching and shit. Not nearly as bad as yours. We're not boxing people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But we're running around. We're doing all that shit, pissing people off, right? We get to this one and it's right by... The canal has breaks in it that lead, and they're basically like alleyways with the sidewalk and then some plants a little like sprinkled in on the sides. And the sidewalk's massive. That leads into the main roads so that you can like just go from your neighborhood into the wash or whatever, right? Or like access different neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So we hit this house right by the wash, and then we all run to the alleyway basically and hide behind a plant. And we're all like, hee hee, and then we hear a lady come out screaming,
hollering.
Yeah, like, these fucking kids, I'm gonna kill one of them, like fuck, and we all kind of, you know, we're laughing, and then we hear the husband, and he's like, what are you screaming about? And then she's like, fucking kids sleeping in your house, and they're fucking ding-dong ditching everybody in the damn neighborhood. And I was like, oh, it's getting out. I was like, oh no, this is getting old.
People are knowing.
I was like, oh no, this is getting a little concerning. And then we hear, car starts up. We hear it back out, and we're like, oh. And then we see headlights. So one of us, like, we kind of peek through the bush, like, you know, and then we see just the headlights of a truck facing down the alleyway. And we hear a woman go, I know you're back there. I know you're in here. We're coming in to get you. And we hear the truck go, like, rev. And it starts going onto the sidewalk into the wash alleyway. So down this like alleyway that it barely can fit through. And so we all get up. We're like, it's a bust. like we're fucking criminals getting caught for sneaking. So we're like, everybody run. So we all fucking get up immediately, hightail, top left, right, pivot. And then we just hear like the truck just, and then like the gravel underneath it. This truck cannot fit on the main wash. We know it can't. The sidewalk is too narrow. but it can definitely fit down that alleyway. So it gets to the end of the alleyway, and they see us just hightailing it. And then we hear a car door shut. And we're like,
Hauling out.
we're doing our best fucking impression of fucking Usain Bolt right now. And we just hear the fucking lady like coughing. She's like a smoker.
Trying to keep it.
She stopped like 5 feet after she started running. But the husband's still chasing. So we're running, and then Justin's sister goes like, go to the left. And so we break off to the left immediately, entering the main road again. And then like we kind of all hide. We duck into like a house, basically. Like we're hiding in the bushes of another person's house, and we hear the husband, and then like he's like at the edge of the alleyway, and he's like fucking sounds like he's just like 6 beers deep into asthma attack too, and he's like, y'all better quit your shit. Next time I'll get you. And we're like, what the fuck?
Everyone's almost dead.
Yeah,
literally dying right there on the side.
And so we're all like freaked out. He walks away, presumably makes it back to the truck. And then like everything calms down, and then Justin's sister's like, the older one is like, we should do it again. And we're all laughing. We're not gonna do it again. We all start walking back home. But yeah, that's my time.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was gonna be somewhat kind of close to mine.
No, I mean just in the sense that like.
I mean, you're still
someone getting chased.
You're still abusing people's property.
Yeah, we're still being assholes.
Yeah, you're still defiling property, just not as bad.
No, not as bad. More about the chasing part, though.
I mean, it could have been worse. We could have just shut down people's power.
Yeah, true. But anyway, that's going to be our Halloween episode.
Thanks for...
Yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed.
Thanks for listening to our little spooky stories.
You are going out tonight, please be safe. Please have fun. If you're drinking a bunch, get an Uber or have somebody else drive.
Facts. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Have fun, though.
But have a good night. Enjoy your Halloween. We're not going to plug anything.
Yeah. We're good.
Because it's just a special.
Yeah, we're just vibing. Much love, y'all. See you guys
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.